Today we're looking at NCZ, a Plat 1 soldier. They requested this review on the Overwatch University subreddit, where they wrote, I'm hoping to get a VOD review from some kind folks in this awesome community. I've been playing Overwatch for a little while now, only about 170 hours, but I come from a background of competitive gaming in other titles, reached semi-pro in a few. Even with that experience, I feel like I'm still stuck in Plat 1, and I know there's a lot I can improve on in Overwatch specifically. The way I found around in improving other games is asking for advice. I think my aiming is decently fine, even with being inactive for a while in other FPS games, but my thinking might be a problem. Either way, I am happy to take advice in every aspect of my gameplay. So with that in mind, I'd love some feedback on my gameplay, especially considering my limited time in the game. Any areas you see for improvement, bad habits I might have picked up, or general tips for someone transitioning from other competitive games would be hugely appreciated. And then they put some match-specific notes. Those were, it was honestly a pretty bad game for me. We got quite team-diffed by their tank and Pharah, but yet I wanted to share this game since I felt like I made the most mistakes here. I felt like our tank maybe had been a bit worse than theirs, but I don't want to point fingers. The blame was on me as well. The Pharah diffed me and my ults were horrid. Both flanks didn't quite work out. Looking back, probably shouldn't have targeted the Pharah more. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm a little sick today, guys, so please bear with me. But anyway, so big things I want to pay attention to for Soldier is your target focus. It's like you said, you gotta help your team deal with the Pharah if they have one on the enemy team. And then the other thing too is positioning. Where Soldier thrives is, taking off angles because he has the tools to do that effectively. With his legs, with the mobility, and then also with the healing station. You can keep yourself safe, move quickly to different angles as your team is pushing up, and you could try to get some sneaky kills and apply some pressure from there. Sounds like you did attempt a couple flanks, but we'll try to see what went wrong. Anyway, getting right into the VOD, first thing we always want to do is take a look at our team comp. So we got Zarya, Soldier Widow, Ana Kiriko. Okay, so I think pretty straightforward comp. Zarya's gonna hopefully be a little aggressive. I'd like to see you and Widow, take different angles, preferably on high ground. You could maybe play with Ana too, help keep her safe. And then as far as ults, you could combo your visor with either Kitsune Rush or Nano. It'd be good to, try to coordinate that in voice or such if you use that.
Engage without me.
We need to stop that payload, team.
Okay, your Widow gets an early pick on theirs. That's good. This is a little dangerous. I'd like to see you, start up on high ground to start. I know you might be worried about like an enemy Widow, but you have a Widow too. If she's controlling sight lines and doing her job, she's going to keep you relatively safe, and it'll also just keep you away from Ryan's hammer as well. Yeah, their Ryan kind of feeds there. Nice shots. Yeah, this could be a little risky. You're exposing yourself. It might be better to just attack from this like small area, where you could get some vision and like get some quick shots in without really exposing yourself, as opposed to like going right out in the open when they have a Widow. Granted, it's really early in the game. We don't know if she's really going to hit her shots. She's already, she already got killed by your Widow, but still, you just don't want to take that risk if you can avoid it.
Stop it.
Because like, especially, you're Plat 1, you're about to reach the rank where Widows are going to start hitting their shots a lot more consistently. So you want to make sure you're respecting that. Be a little careful. Yeah, try to pay attention to the Pharah. I'd like you to play back here. And just be looking behind you. You know, you can hear the audio for the Pharah. I'd like you just pressuring her and keeping her in check so she doesn't get like a sneaky kill on you or the other squishies.
No one can hide from my sight.
Yeah, like see, she's killed your widow. And also this position right here, I don't really like it because it's a little restrictive, like of your opportunity. You have to rotate around this corner where you're exposed down this lane. It can be tough. The other thing too is that if like the enemy team pushes up and gets aggressive, and you're still here, it could be very easy to get isolated, or you know, you try to use your legs to run this way and you're exposed from this lane. So what would be better to do is, you know, play back here. You could get deeper sight lines, duck behind this corner to stay safe, and instead of, you know, poking around the corner to where the enemy team can see you, wait for the enemy team to go around this corner, and then, you know, you could get the first strike in. Yeah, like Ryan's got nanoed. Yeah, so a couple things. So I think our positioning hurt us a bit here. You know, Pharah's got another pick, and you know, she got the barrage off. And now the enemy team's pushed forward. It's exactly what I said. You know, you got isolated. So I definitely think just, you know, isolating ourselves in that position and not staying back and keeping tabs on the Pharah is why we lost that fight. Be careful. Nice. That's really what I want to see you do. Soldier 101, you know, primary to get people low, and then Helix Rocket to finish off. You see someone like the Widow is, you know, she's less than half HP. She's being very stationary too. Just fire a Helix Rocket, you know, where she is or where you think she's going to peek. Especially like a lot of Widows, like in Plat and such, will stay in the same spot for a little bit too long. You could try to catch them from an angle where they're not looking and really take advantage of that. Just burst them down before they have a chance to react. The same thing here. See how like close you are to this Rhine? As Soldier, you don't ever want to be in like a tank's phase, especially not a Reinhardt swinging range. What I would have thought about doing is like, I get, you know, you backed up, you stabilized here. I mean, even sooner than that, you could have thought about running into this room. But what I would be thinking about doing is, you know, running up these stairs, taking this high ground, and we want to try to get off our visor from up here if possible. Yeah, see? Because you're on low ground, you're a little too close, you know, you get shattered.
I've got you in my sights.
And like you're trying to go for the visor, but it's just, you know, it's very risky, like right in the middle of the enemy team. Once again, if we were controlling high ground, you know, for one, we could have addressed the Pharah as she came up here, and then she wouldn't be pressuring our team. And then two, you know, this would just be so much easier for you to like pick and focus down targets with your visor, and you know, you get pressured, you duck behind the cover, use your healing station to keep yourself safe. So yeah, I definitely want to see more high ground usage. It's all positioning and lack of high ground specifically that I think is hurting you. Yeah, you could even have thought about going up the stairs. I know you're probably wary about the Pharah, but it might still be good to like keep tabs on her. You know, if she's like right in your face and you gotta run, I mean, obviously you got the mobility to do that. Like, see, it's just so much harder for you playing so close to this Rhine. Hey, you've got solid aim, it looks like. You're just making it harder for yourself with your positioning. That's fine. I mean, it's not ideal, but even if you're on the low ground, try to sneak back here, get like a, you know, try to like apply some pressure. Maybe you can shoot Helix, kill somebody quick, and then run back to your team. Those are the type of things you could think about. Like I said, you know, taking sneaky off angle is what Soldier thrives on. Yeah, you can be a little aggressive. They're down too. Obviously, you gotta be careful of the Rhine, but
Redeploying. Come get healed.
so let's back that up a little bit. Yeah. Unfortunately, timing with the reload, but that also comes down to us not keeping tabs on the Pharah. Like we said at the beginning, it's very much your job to help your team deal with that. And then also, you know, if you don't know where Pharah is, Pharahs love to just try to like do something sneaky, like come up from like the high ground back here or something and try to get a barrage in. So like, you know, if you don't know where the Pharah is, always just be looking around, paying attention to that audio too, because Overwatch is very good about that. Every hero has very distinctive footsteps and noises they make. Every ability makes a distinctive noise. So yeah, like I said, just try to take advantage of the audio and just try to pinpoint and then track where the Pharah is at all times, if you can.
I rub some dirt on it. Let's go.
The payload has reached the checkpoint.
That warms the bones. I've got you in my sights.
Yeah, it's a little risky. Yeah. So where is your team? So number one thing you want to be thinking about if you're going to invest the ult like that is your team like with you to capitalize and follow up? You know, your Zarya and your Iari are still back here. They're not in, you know, they're not participating in the fight. And the other thing too is you're just like running headfirst into enemies who can clearly see you. And they're prepared. Like, you know, BAP throws down the lamp so that they're safe, and then they focus you down together, and you're dead before you can get a kill. So yeah, if you're going to visor from main, you want to make sure your tank is in front of you. What I would have ideally done though is, you know, before the enemy team's pushing up, you could have like run up here, you know, turn around, know where your team is, and then, you know, snuck up here, and then as the enemy team pushes up, you could have visored and caught them by surprise. So yeah, definitely you don't want to just visor main with nobody between you and the enemy team. And like, especially like, you want to make sure the rest of your team, like you're timing that ult as though the rest of your team is engaged and actively fighting.
Thank you. If I'm still standing, I'm still fighting.
Yeah, so this is a little bit risky. You know, once again, just playing like a right main here. You could think about playing like where your Ashe is. This is in a bad position to like try to like, you know, pick people off and pressure them as they turn the corner. You know, you could even think about, once again, coming up here, try to like pressure people. Like, even if you put some pressure on the BAP and force lamp out so like early so he doesn't have it for the fight, that could be something really good. Even if you can't get a kill, just going for those angles and getting people to look at you so they're not looking at your teammate's main. That could just be really good for just creating chaos. And even if you're not able to get a kill yourself, you might set up an opening for your team. Yeah, we invest a couple ults here and we win the fight. But yeah, I mean, obviously you're not getting punished. You're not getting punished for it in that specific scenario. But just general things you want to think about, because we've already seen, like, you've had to run away from the Rhine as he's getting close to you. He has killed you when you were in swinging range as well. Nice try. Yep, that was not smart by their BAP, but good job capitalizing. Yeah, you might need to run a little bit. Get away from the Rhine. Yes, smart of him to try to clear you from high ground.
60 seconds remaining.
Okay. Yeah, you got to be careful with... That's a little tough. You know, Ryan made a good play. He realized that you were trying to go for like a sneaky flank here, and he followed up. Yeah, I mean, one thing you could do, I mean, I know it's really tough to like make these decisions in a split second when you're under pressure like that. But, you know, maybe instead of like just dropping down here where you're right in the middle of a few enemies, maybe you could have thought about like running way out here. You know, because like there's a health pack here, you're more protected, less exposed, and then Rhine is either going to like keep chasing you, and then there's not a tank participating in the fight on main, or, you know, he's gonna realize it's not worth chasing you, and then he'll just drop down here, and then, you know, you can recover and then try to set something up from over here. So that just comes down to, you know, getting a little bit more experience, more map awareness, and just being aware of like what your options are. Like, try to think about, like, you know, especially where health packs are. Try to memorize that. And like between your healing station and just being able to run to a health pack if necessary, you can do a really good job of keeping yourself safe.
Hammer down.
Wait from the payload.
Return.
30 seconds remaining.
My ultimate is charging.
Yeah, try not to focus Ryan if you can, but I get it. You also might want to, I bet you were trying to farm up like ult real quick so you could pop it. So understandable.
Let the Kitsune guide you.
Yeah, once again, you know, we spent a couple ults and we get it done. So we do hold, which is good. Let's go to the next round.
0-2.
Every soldier needs a cause.
Greetings.
1. Attackers
At your service.
escort the payload.
Right along.
Be a little careful. Farrah's looking at you. Yeah, I know you were focused on the main there. Nice. So you do kill the ball, but like I know he was like, you know, he was already low. You were able to finish him off. In that case, it's good to focus him. But I just want you in general to just be a little bit careful because what ball thrives on is getting people to look at him and chase him. And then, you know, he uses his grappling hook and his adaptive shields to keep himself safe. And then he gets out. And then all the while you guys are focused on him, it sets up openings for his teammates. So just, it's good that if you can kill the ball like you did there, it's good. I just, in general, I want you to just try to be careful about focusing him too much.
Good choice. Everyone heal up.
bad. Yeah, so it looks like you're changing your mind, but even like just going over here, you know, trying to like get some pressure from this angle, that could be really good. Like while your Winston's pushing main, people are focused on him, you might be able to like surprise the Life Weaver, like, you know, even the Ash as she gets pulled into him. So it's like what we said at the beginning, you always want to just try to be thinking about these angles you can take a soldier. As your team, you know, pushes main and the enemy team's focused on them, that gives you the opportunity to use your legs to move to a different angle and catch people by surprise. Like, see, it's like it's a little more restrictive sight lines, and then also you want it. It's tough for you to stay safe without everybody just looking right at you and focusing you down. Yeah, always just try to think about different angles you can take. It's best to not play main as soldier. Other heroes will do that a lot better. Okay, keep tabs on the Pharah. It's like what we said. You know, you're focused on the ball the whole time. He's not in danger of dying. He's able to roll away. Meanwhile, you know, this Pharah is up here completely uncontested. So try to analyze not only like if you can kill the ball, like I said at the beginning, but also like how much of a threat he's being specifically to you or your teammates at the time. Sometimes you can just literally ignore him and just focus his squishies. Like that right there. Very good job.
Stay out of my way. I've got meds. Who needs them?
Yeah, it's a little tough. So, you know, we're right here where the mines gets us. Once again, if we were thinking about switching up our positioning and taking different angles, you know, we might have been able to not be in those mines.
They'll regret that.
Justice reigns from above. Dodge this.
Yeah, I would back out. You definitely want to back out sooner. So yeah, let's talk about that. Because what happened here is a series of events that led to a stagger. So you got to think about, like, always just try to pay attention to the kill feed. You know, your supports are not in the fight. Your Kiriko's just coming back from spawn. Your Mercy's dead. It's just Winston out there. So personally, I probably wouldn't be, I might not be following him at all. Unless I think like my Kiriko can really get in there fast and help. You know, maybe like poke out and try to do it from a safe distance, like try to do some damage from a safe distance as possible. But it's might be better to just let Winston die and wait for a full regroup. Like I wouldn't have, like, see how fast, like even with Primal, see how fast Winston died there. If I was him, I wouldn't have ulted and I would have just died quicker. But you got to recognize, you know, you got to recognize when your tank is, or like when a teammate is kind of feeding and, you know, they just need to die quickly so you can get to the next fight. I wouldn't have followed to begin with, but definitely the moment you realize he's dead, I would just be turning around and backing out. But like, you know, you hesitate a little bit, you continue to push forward, you hesitate again. Yeah, so that death was very much preventable if, you know, we were, for one, paying attention to whether or not, like, the fight was winnable. If Winston's there by himself, probably not. And then also just backing off the moment Winston died.
I want that payload moving. Stat.
So you got Visor. Once again, try to think about, you know, go up on a high ground, run up these stairs, try to like get it from over here. Even like if you have time between fights, you could run like, I mean, this is risky because the enemy team might see you if you go this way, But you could even go like around the building here. Just run all the way up these stairs. And then, you know, maybe get like a sneaky flank visor as your team pushes up. Type of things you could be thinking about. It could just be very risky, as you saw previously, to just visor main.
Let the kitsune got you. Do something.
We might have visored a little too early there. Yeah, so let's back that up a little bit. So I get, you know, your Kiriko Kitsune. I think that was a little too early too, but
Heroes never die. Let the kitsune got you.
In my sights.
you know, I would have like pushed up a little bit more, like just run up and just made sure you had good vision of people. You know, your tank is here, so D.Va can DM and tank a lot of that damage for you, and you could have followed up. But yeah, over here when you're first popping the visor, you don't really have good vision of enemies. I always just try to think if you can, like, you know, how clearly like you can see people, and you know, put yourself in a position where they're very exposed in front of you, and they either gotta like they're gonna die, or they gotta run and try to back off behind cover as soon as possible. So like we ended up shooting Bob a little bit too much, and then, you know, once again we're caught out here, like between the I'm not sure if the mines got you, but obviously Farah did, spamming. Yeah, if we had been a little bit more aggressive earlier, you know, we could have pressured them and prevented that. We would have not been in this position to, you know, get booped by ball.
I can't get away with this.
60 seconds remaining.
Get the payload on its way.
Oh, you got booped by Farah. It's a little tough. Yeah, so just in general, like no matter what hero I'm playing, I always try to walk like the center of this bridge purposely, so people don't you know, get a surprise boop on you. You know, Reddit Lucios like Red Shell and all that love to like just bounce off these walls and then, you know, try to get like sneaky boops on people as they go through the bridge, or, you know, even like Farah or Ball on their comp could easily just roll in and knock you off. Yeah, just very general tip on this choke here on this bridge. Always try to run by the center, and then you won't even put yourself in that situation. I do that on every hero, even like Kiriko or Sombra, where I have an ability to, you know, to get back on the bridge, because I don't want to expend that.
30 seconds remaining.
That's a little off topic. My bad.
We're gonna lose.
Justice rains from above.
Nice. Yeah, you can be a little bit aggressive now. They're down a couple. Nice shots. Okay, try to get the Life Weaver. Or he's backing off. That's fine. Nice. Yeah, that was a huge bomb by your D.Va there. And good follow-up killing the Farah by you. So same thing. I'd be thinking about like running up the stairs and, you know, maybe even like help your Cass out. You can kill people together. You give him the healing station if need be. Or you could take this angle too. This is good. I don't mind this either. Yeah, we might not have needed to give up that high ground with D.Va there, but yeah, definitely, even if like you feel some sort of pressure and you decide to drop off, I would think about like as soon as the enemy team like backs off or something, I would try to think about immediately rotating back up, or just think about like another angle you can take. Like, playing right here on point is a little risky. I mean, he got 2 picks, so at this point it's fine, but just generally I want you to just try to avoid playing main if you can. Kind of a sussy window by our bat, but that's fine. Yeah, just try to make as most use of it as you can. Yeah, definitely try to stay away from Doom. Are you gonna go for a flank? Flank visor? I'm all for it. Yeah, you'd want to do it like right now. Okay. Oh, the Ana was let's back up a little bit. Yeah, we can hear the Ana. We can briefly see her. Yeah, another thing too, just try to pay attention to audio. Like, even if you didn't know the Ana was here, instead of like dropping down on this low ground, I would have immediately thought about, like, you know, killing the soldier and then running up here and trying to do something from high ground. I think you were trying to just make sure that you had LOS while ulting as long as possible. But like, even so, like, just trying to you got the legs to get here quickly. So like, just trying to take the high ground. You would have seen the Ana. Maybe you could have like played around the corner, baited out sleep dart, killed her, and then, you know, focused up here. And I would definitely try to avoid focusing Doom. Like, especially like this comp, it's not really your job to deal with Doom. That's mostly going to be like on Ana to like sleep and nade him, and Cass is a little more bursty with his damage than you are. I would just try to avoid him and just try to get angles where you can focus on his backline.
I've seen tougher spots.
30 seconds remaining.
Pull it together. Let's get this done.
Yeah, high ground once again.
Good choice.
Yeah, you probably want to avoid the Doom, which is smart by you. But yeah, I wouldn't even be focusing on him. You know, you could shoot him as you move, but I'd really be thinking about like just trying to, you know, even if you're scared of going or wary about going up here because Doom's gonna get you, even like just running past here, trying to like get some sort of vision to get to Doom's backline and pick them off. Because if Doom doesn't have that to follow up on what he does.
Setting up beds.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely needed to push up a lot sooner because now we're isolated, kinda. And our team died, and looks like we're gonna lose this fight. And that's the game. Yeah, nice try. I definitely think just utilizing more high ground and taking more angles, you're easily diamond if you do that. Yeah, Soldier is not about playing main. He's all about, like I said at the beginning, using your mobility to try to, you know, sneak up on people. You want to try to time your engages as your team, like your tank and such, are pushing main. And then, you know, create some chaos. Maybe you can get a sneaky kill yourself, or at least get people to look at you, and then it sets up openings for your teammates as well. Yeah, and definitely, yeah, just utilize high ground, and also just pay attention to what your team's doing. You don't want to stagger, and you also just don't want to push up main if like nobody's between you and the enemies. But yeah, that's all I have for now. Let me know if you have any questions. If anyone would like to request a VOD review, check the link in the description, and best of luck with your climb.